Welcome or welcome back. I am Kiana and this is Key Reads. Now in today's video, we're going to be doing the February wrap up and the March TBR choices. Now this month I'm going to do it a tad bit different, so I am excited about that and the different books that I will be reading in March. But if you're new here on this channel, we talk about all books by Black authors, so if that's something you're into, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Now currently I'm reading Ra by Jessica N. Watkins, and already I'm loving the book. Ra, I can already tell he's going to test my nerves this entire book. But so far, I'm loving it. I'm only on page 61 right now. So I'm going to keep you updated on that as we get into the different videos of this month. But for the month of February, I read 4 books. I know, and that's okay. 4 books is okay. I know a lot of influencers, they're reading 10, 8, 13 books, and there will be some months where I read those books, and there's some month I might read 2 books or 1 book. So this month I read 4 books, and we're going to do a quick yes, no, maybe on those books, give you a brief of what they were about. And if you're interested in those, you can always go to Amazon and download it to your Kindle because most of them were Kindle reads. Now, for the first book, I read Cutthroat by Octavia Grant, and that one is a yes. Yes, I would definitely highly recommend that book. Now, Cutthroat follows Eden and Jermaine, and all I have to say about this book is there's no fury like a woman scorn, okay? Eden got that get back for sure, and I loved every bit of it. It is a novella, so I read it in one sitting, but I absolutely love it. I would highly recommend. The suspense was so crazy, and the ending, I wouldn't have ever expected it to end like that. Now, I do have some comments about the ending because I don't know if I would have went that far, but y'all go ahead and read the book, come back and let me know if Eden aligns with what you would have done, or would you have done things a little different, and we could get into that. But I don't want to spoil it for you, but that was a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed that book. The next book I read was The Last Man on Earth by Shay Sanders, and that was a hell yes. I absolutely loved that book, and I'm going to actually insert my TikTok review that I did on this book. This book has been on my TBR for a couple of months now, and I'm so mad that it took me this long to read it. The book I'm talking about is The Last Man on Earth by Shay Sanders. This book was a 5 out of 5 read. This has absolutely set the expectation for the books of 2026. I loved it. This book follows Vincent, aka Villain, who is an arrogant rapper who's on his way to his bachelor party in Brazil, and Ariana, who is a flight attendant that's on her last flight before she retires and goes back to college to get her degree. Now, while en route, a traumatic situation happens where the plane goes down and they are the last ones to survive. And in this book, you see what happens when you strip away the money, you strip away the materialistic things, you strip away the ego, and now you're stuck on an island with someone you do not like, and you're forced to survive. I absolutely loved everything about this book. And it reminded me of this post that this guy, I don't know his name, posted on TikTok a while back. It went viral. And in this post, he's saying, women don't know what to do with a male baddie. And while reading this book, it's like, it just made me think about that because us women absolutely don't want anything to do with a male baddie. I want you to be able to get your hands dirty. I want to see what you do when you need to go hunt for our food. I want to see what you do when you need to go build some things and help and protect and provide and lead. That's what I want to see. And that's what Vincent did. And I absolutely love him. I love the storyline. I love the character development. I loved everything about the book. Shay Sanders, the way that she writes, I felt like I was on the island with them. And what I'm going to say is, if you're reading a book right now, I would stop reading that book right now, just for a moment. Go ahead and download this book because you will not regret it. Thank me later. So yes, I would highly recommend that book. That book was a 10 out of 5. I absolutely loved it. And that really set the bar high for the books that I will be reading this year in 2026. I now have high expectations, and it's because of this book here. So go ahead, read the book. I promise you, you will not regret it. The third book I read was Lucid Dreams by Lady Nisha. That book was a hell yes. Yes, 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 yes. I absolutely loved that book. So this book follows two twins, Night and Day, and Hunter. It really follows the love story between Hunter and Night, but Day was a main character as well, and he was so funny. Now, the twins, Night and Day and Hunter, have went through some traumatic experiences in their childhood, and as adults, they are growing and learning how to cope with that experience and just be in this world and really maneuver through life. And within that, they find each other and it gets crazy. It was a page turner. Like I said, Day was hilarious. It was parts in the book where I wanted to just cry and shed a tear. There was parts in the book that made me upset. This book gave me all the feels. I absolutely loved it. So Lady Nisha, you did your thing. And the last book that I read in February was When He's Not There by Z Renee. Now, this book was actually the only book that I chose for my TBR jar. It's the only book that I got to last month. And I have to say that was a yes as well. It was a novella, so it was fairly short. It is an erotica story. So being that it's short and it's erotica, you know that there's not much character development, but the author puts at the beginning of the book the disclaimer, and she lets you know what you're getting into. And I was not disappointed. It's what I expected from a short novella and erotica, cramming everything into one. Z Renee did her thing. So I would definitely recommend that book. I was right. It is a cheating trope in the book. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. So I would highly recommend that book. It's something short, something sweet, something cute, something real spicy. If you want something quick to maybe get you out of a reading slump, I would definitely recommend this book and all the books that I mentioned. So February was a really great reading month for me. I didn't have any DNFs. I didn't have any hell no's. I didn't have any maybes. Everything was a yes, yes, yes. So I'm not mad at February. It wasn't all the books that I wanted to read from the TBR jar that I chose last month, but that's okay. I'm not tripping. I'm not putting no pressure on myself. I enjoyed my reading month last month, and we're just going to move on to March. Now, for the month of March, I chose to do something different with choosing my TBR books. Now, usually I choose out of the TBR jar from authors that will be at the Black Romance Book Fest, but this time I just chose the books that I wanted to read that are from the authors that will be at the Black Romance Book Fest, but they're all physical books. I really wanted to read my physical books that I have here at my home that I haven't gotten to yet. And a lot of them are from authors that are at the Black Romance Book Fest. So I already chose my books, and we're just going to go over what I'll be reading this month. So the first book is going to be Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. And this book has been on my TBR for the longest. I actually bought this book mid last year, 2025, and I just never got to it. This actually, I was looking for the other cover because when I first bought this book, I absolutely loved the first cover, but they didn't have that original cover. They have this one, and I'm not too crazy about it, I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't really matter about the cover. It's about the content that's inside. And a lot of people said that this was a 5 out of 5 read. So I'm excited for this book. And I'll just read the blurb at the end. I know I said before in one of my videos that I don't like reading a blurb because I feel that tells me what the story's about. But that perspective that I had changed since I really started reading these books. And sometimes I feel like I need to read the back of the book so I know exactly what I'm getting myself into, because me just going off the cover, which I love a beautiful cover, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. I need to make sure whatever I'm getting into sounds like something I will honestly be interested in. It's just like a trailer. When you're going to watch a movie, you want to see the trailer first to see that if it's something that you'll be interested in. It'll give you small things that's happening in the book, but it's not telling you everything that's in the book. So that's one thing that I did shift on this year. So the blurb says a destination wedding in Tulum should be a breeze, but Dr. Janelle Cross, the sister of the bride and the ex-girlfriend of the groom, can't catch a break. Between her maid of honor duties, her sister's bridezilla antics, and her family tiptoeing around her non-existent feelings for her ex, Janelle is desperate to let off some steam. So when the best man, Rome, proposes, they give into their undeniable chemistry. Janelle agrees under one condition: their affair can only last a week. Now, a lot of people love Rome. A lot of the book girlies love Rome. So let's see if I love them too. The next book is Restore Me by J.L. Seegers. This has also been on my TBR for a long, long time, way before I even bought the book. And I heard this is going to be an adaptation. I actually never watched a movie or a TV show from a book that I've read. So this would be exciting. So I definitely wanted to get into this before they push that series or movie out. Okay, so I'm just going to read the blurb on the back of the book. It seems to be a blurb from both of the main characters' POV. So I'll just read over it briefly. Sloan, Dominic Alexander is my late husband's best friend and the last man on earth that I should want. He's arrogant, dismissive, and up until recently has only ever used those dark eyes of his to look right through me. For the last 12 years, he's taken a sick pleasure in making me feel paper thin, like my entire existence is of no consequence to him at all. But now things are different. After one drunken night and a surprisingly sexy act of heroism, he started to be nice, treating me like something other than the physical embodiment of his annoyance, which would be nice if it didn't make me feel all the things I swore to never feel for another man after my husband died. Dominic. Sloan Kent is going to be my undoing. What's worse, I think I'm going to enjoy being unraveled by the gold fleeks in her hazel eyes and the adorable little way she scrunches her nose up when we're arguing, which we've done a lot over the past decade. She thinks it's because I hate her, and I've always let her think that, because the alternative is untenable. But something is changing between us, and I don't know how to stop myself from breaking every promise I ever made to myself regarding my best friend's wife. Promises that include never telling her that there's a long list of things I feel about her, but hate isn't one of them. So you mean to tell me you've been an asshole to her for a whole decade, but instead of it being because you hate her, you actually love her? Sounds good. We're going to get into that. And then last but not least, 1201 by Bella J. I've been hearing so many things about this. I actually started this book, but I just wasn't in the right headspace to really get into it. But I'm excited now. I'm ready to get into it now. I hear so many great things about it, and I hear that it's very spicy. And y'all know I love a good spicy book. So let's go ahead and read the blurb on this one. Picture this: your fiance cheats on you the night before your wedding with someone he claimed was his cousin. Then, just months later, he's at the altar with the same cousin. What would you do? A. Crash their wedding and unleash chaos. B. Accept an invite to attend a play party with his brother. C. Get the ultimate lick back by having a fling with his brother at that very party. You know what? See, This is why I don't really. This is why I don't really like to read the blurbs, because I feel like you just told me what. I feel like you just told me what happened. So your man cheated on you with his so-called cousin, end up marrying her, and as a retaliation, you got with his brother at this party. We already know what's gonna go up. We already know the ex boyfriend is probably gonna feel away now. He's probably gonna want to get back with you. He's probably gonna be mad at his brother. See, this is why I don't like to read the blurbs, because now I feel like I know what's gonna happen, but I may be wrong. So I'm still excited to read this one. We'll see. Now, for the bonus choices for this month, I actually have two. So the first bonus choice of this month is Selfish by Katora B. And I've also heard a lot about this book. I honestly, and just to be honest, I got this book because of the cover. It's pretty. I got it a while ago before my perspective changed on just looking at a book cover, but you can't deny how beautiful this book cover is. But let's go ahead and read the blurb. Sunday Monroe Banks was born into pain. After losing her father and being sold out by her own mother, she learned fast love is dangerous and feelings can get you killed. Now 19, Sunday's not chasing dreams, she's chasing survival. Cold hearted, street smart, and unapologetically selfish. She trusts no one and plays the game her way. But when loyalty turns into betrayal and buried secrets resurface, Sunday is forced to face the one truth she's been running from herself. Selfish is a gritty, emotional tale of hood love, heartbreak, and coming of age in the streets. Because love might heal, but sometimes being selfish is the only way to live. I ain't mad at that. I am not mad at that. So we'll see what this is about. And the next bonus book that I chose for this month is Blood in the Water by Tiffany D. Jackson. I'm actually going to do a buddy read with my daughter on this one. We've read Tiffany D. Jackson's book, Monday's Not Coming, and we absolutely love that book. So I figured let's see what this one is about. Honestly, I have to say that Monday's Not Coming was the first thriller suspense book that I've ever read. And I absolutely love the way that Tiffany D. Jackson writes. Her penmanship is chef's kiss. And me and my daughter really enjoyed that book. So I figured we will enjoy this one too. And look at the pages. That's so beautiful. But we're not going to get caught up in that. Let me just read the blurb briefly and see what this is about. I gulped, my legs feeling wobbly. It didn't really hit me until now that there might be a murderer among us. The person could be standing next to us waiting for ice cream, hanging at the arcade, tanning on the beach. Just like in the water, you never know what's lurking, hunting, ready to attack. Okay. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what this is about. I'm very excited to do this. I've been wanting to do a buddy read with my daughter. And this time is going to be a little different. Before, when we read Monday's Not Coming, we read it together, chapter by chapter. She read a chapter, I read a chapter. But this time, I want to do it like a true buddy read. Like I choose how many chapters we need to read by a certain time or a certain day, and we'll discuss that and give her kind of the independence to read at her own time and just make sure that she reads the chapters by the time the date comes, and then we could discuss it. And I think that would be really nice. So I'm excited about that. I'll let you know how that goes. So far with the choices that we chose from the authors that will be at the Black Romance Book Fest, and then the two bonus picks, we have 5 books on the TBR list that I do want to get into this month. And I'm already reading Rob by Jessica N. Watkins, so I'm excited about that. So I'm just happy. I'm actually happy with the choices that I've made for the books. I'm ready to get into them. And I really just couldn't risk not choosing the books that I had here physically for another month. So we're going to go ahead and dive into those. So with that being said, thank you all for staying to the end. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all be great.
Are you gone?